have spoken with the wife of His Excellency Sisiku AyukTabe, President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. And I wish to convey this message to all of you, that she is strong and she wants us to stay strong for the struggle. Now, I would like to remind all of you that within the past couple of hours, the President and some members of his cabinet were abducted during a meeting to assess the Southern Cameroon refugee crisis in Nigeria. We all understand that the raining season is fast approaching, so the President had called together the leadership team in Nigeria for us to galvanize resources for relief, housing, medical, and feeding supplies to our refugees. Now, with the callous intrigues of the Cameroonian regime, they were abducted during that meeting. Fellow Southern Cameroonians, this is the moment in this struggle that we want to look straight into your eyes and tell you that the struggle has started. If you have ever contributed for support to this struggle, this is the time that we are calling upon you, that today, this is the dawn of this struggle. We are calling upon you that our leaders have been abducted. We are in a state of war with the Republic of Cameroon. It is very important that we understand the gravity of this situation that we feel at this moment. It is very important that we understand that the system has completely relegated us to a people with no homeland. It is very important that our leaders, our intellectuals, have been reduced to common prisoners. It is important that we should understand that wherever we are out of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, we are refugees into our own land. I want to remind everyone that there is none among us that is safe. You are not safe in Cameroon. You are not safe in Nigeria. You are not safe in China. You are not safe in the United States of America. You are not safe in France. You are not safe in England. You are not safe in Belgium. This is the moment that if you have not or never contributed to this struggle, this is the moment that we want you to step back. Think about the plight of our refugees in the jungles and dangerous rivers of Manu. Think about the plight of our President, His Excellency Sisiku AyukTabe. Think about our elderly statesman, Dr. Ngala Mfo. Think about the plight of our intellectuals, Dr. Cornelius Kwanga, who also happens to be my Undersecretary of State for the Department of Economy and Finance. Think about Professor H.E Awasum. Think about Barrister Nalova B. Think about Dr. Fidelis Ndiche. Think about Dr. Kimen. Think about all of them who were seized without even an opportunity to say goodbye to their families. We are faced with an existential threat to the fate of our leadership. We are faced with the most difficult and challenging moment in this struggle. I come to you today to let you understand that the business of the government is going to continue. I come today to reassure you that with the instructions of our Vice President, the business of the government is going to move forward. So I am coming to you today to launch an operation for the defense of our leadership. I am coming to you today to launch the Global Defense Fund. We're going to call this Operation Defend Our Leaders. Fellow Southern Cameroonians, we are going to call this Operation Defend Our Leaders. We are in a very, very critical moment in this struggle. This is the moment for us to rise up as one people to defend the freedom, the integrity, the solemnity, and the close community of Southern Cameroon's leadership. This operation to defend our leaders is calling on all of you, all Southern Cameroonians of all walks of life, to fund the legal defense of our leadership, irrespective of wherever they are going to be presented to the judicial authorities, whether in Cameroon or in Nigeria. We have a responsibility to fund the defense of those who lead this struggle. I am calling on all of you that this operation defend our leaders. We have secured the services of a reputable Nigerian lawyer called Femi Falana and a dream team of lawyers from Washington, D.C. and some from the UK who are on standby to defend the integrity and the liberty of our leadership. So my fellow countrymen, I am calling on you this evening that we have opened Operation Defend Our Lawyers. This is a call to all our doctors, all our lawyers, all our pharmacists, all our professionals in all walks of life, that a challenge has been put in front of us from La République to Cameroon. This is a time to stand up and be counted as a true-born Ambazonian. We would stand with the leadership of this government to make sure that the integrity, the liberty, and the justice that our people deserve would no longer be trampled upon. So, fellow Southern Cameroonians, please, we are asking you to, at this very moment, go onto our website and donate the watchword or the catchphrase between now until when our leaders regain their liberty is donate, donate, donate. I want to ask you people that even if this struggle is going to falter, let it not be because of funds. Let it be because we have exhausted all the necessary avenues. But please, let not allow the absence of funding to affect this struggle. So this is the time. This operation defend our leaders. We are activating all the country and regions that this is an emergency situation, and we are launching Operation $500 to each Southern Cameroonian who can afford. We are asking for those who can afford more than $500. We need to raise not less than $1 million. to defend our leaders. This is the moment. This is the moment that we call upon your deep Christian moral belief that we have a just cause, and it is only through your personal sacrifices that we are going to succeed in this struggle. So I call upon you again this evening. We have launched Operation Defend Our Leaders. Operation Defend Our Leaders. This is going to be our marching orders. We have to stand up and defend our leaders. And we will continue to resist the annexation, assimilation, and complete humiliation from the government of the Republic of Cameroon. Once again, I want to thank you that after my first presentation, the response for the call to fund the government have been very impressive. I understand that there were a lot of concerns, but this is not the moment for us to answer those questions. There are a lot of activities that were planned before the unfortunate events of January defeat that befell our leadership. There are activities that we have planned, and these activities are going to continue as planned. Per the instruction of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, these activities should go on because the business of the government has to go on. And we want to thank you guys for your support. So we are also in this moment launching the Global Ambazonian Center here in Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. Now there's going to be a global fundraising event slated on the 19th of January 2018. Now remember, this is the day that one of our heroes, Mancho BBC, was arrested. We are dedicating this day to celebrate what Mancho BBC did to this struggle. This day has been officially declared Mancho BBC's Day. On this day, we are calling on all our young adults between 18 and 25 here in the DMV to volunteer their services. There's going to be an open call center that we will reach globally to everyone. All the numbers that we have within our various databases, we are calling for you to give us all the numbers that are within your various WhatsApp groups. We would be calling on all our community members to support the initial drive that was planned to fund our refugee relief, given that the rainy season is fast approaching. There are a lot of things, and I think the planning of these activities for the 19th of January prompted the president to organize the meeting that unfortunately resulted to their abduction. But we are going to continue to be resilient, to prove to the Cameroonian authorities that this struggle is an idea and it's not about who leads this struggle. This struggle is more like a cancer. Whenever you attempt to derail this struggle, that cancer is going to metastasize. We are at that point, and we are going to make it absolutely clear to the Yaoundé authorities that we are going to resist, resist, resist. And the only way we're going to resist is to fund the struggle. We have identified 3 major sources of funding for this struggle, for it to get us to Boya. We have exhausted one particular source of this funding, and which is our community pool of donors. We have elaborately come to you time and time again to seek for your benevolence. But a struggle is not run by mere benevolence alone. We understand the sacrifices that the polity of our people have done so far. It is now time for us to start migrating towards our high net worth donors. Our donors within our strong Anglophone or Southern Cameroonian community who can afford 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 to fund this struggle. I have received calls from a lot of you who are ready to do that, but we want you to make sure that the conditions are set in place for you to understand that when you give us these huge sums of money to fund this struggle, these monies will be accounted for. I have engaged with some reputable accounting entities here in the US who are going to act as independent auditors to the government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Now, we have also decided that there will be internal audits after 6 months to make sure that we are carefully reporting the activities of the government to the people. We should also be mindful that the Department of Economy and Finance had been actively working to set up a financial structure that guides the operations of our financial transaction within the federal government. That document of the policies and procedures within the department have been circulated within the cabinet and will be ready for implementation as soon as the feedback has been given to the department. So I am calling upon you that I have given you my word to trust the system. This system is going to be as transparent, credible, and robust as any system could be. And we're also going to depend on the advice and the opinion of independent entities to assessing the credibility of this system. So rest assured that whatever money you're putting into this struggle would be accounted for. The internal control structures have been put in place. We are also at the moment looking into institutional funding. We were engaged in some high-level discussions with some of our major funders to understand the plight of our people. But let me assure you, in my role as the Secretary of State for Economy and Finance, I think it is my due responsibility to make sure that we do not mortgage the future of our young nation to vulture capitalists. So we want to make sure that whatever we're going to engage with is legal, transparent, and affordable. These are things that we have been working to put in place. I also want to assure you that the President, during his end-of-year address to the nation, had clearly outlined his vision where we are focused the moment we get down to Buea. It is very important. We also understand that there is a lot of uncertainty with our brothers and sisters who are still involved with the government of La République du Cameroon. What processes do we have in place should in case we get to Buea tomorrow to integrate them into the new system that we are going to put in place? I would want to assure you that please rest assured that this system of the highest quality are being worked upon. We are looking into hybrids of the systems that have enabled the advanced nation to develop at such a rapid rate. Malaysia, Singapore, the United States of America, and most of the Asian tigers are countries that we are actually looking into their systems on how we could best use the structures within those systems that enable them to be fast growing nations. So we are on course to deliver on the vision of our president and the entire cabinet. So we are looking forward to you to assist us in making sure that this dream comes true. This is the moment again that for those of us who cannot, in all honesty, put or pack our luggages to go to Cameroon without fear of being denied entry, without fear of being arrested at the airport, without fear of being deported back to our various destinations, without fear of being kidnapped wherever we are at this moment. This is the time to get off the fence. This is no longer the time for us to be closeted activists. This is the time that we should develop some spine and make it very clear that the Anglophone community is not in support of the desecration of our ancestral lands, of the humiliation of our elites, of the torture of our parents, of the raping of our women, and of the complete subjugation of the integrity of our people. This is the moment. This is the moment that we can no longer allow the fate of a people to be determined by a single individual sitting in Yaoundé. This is the moment. This is the moment that we solemnly come to you to support and fund the defense of our leaders. I come to you at this moment, a very critical and difficult moment in this struggle. We have to stand up. We have to stand up to the evil and the injustices that have been committed to us, to our parents, and potentially to our progenies and posterity. This is the time. This is the time for us to come out in our numbers and follow the instruction of the interim government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. This is the hour. This is the hour of truth. This is the hour for all of us, hundreds and thousands of us in the diaspora who have been agitating for a free homeland that we can call our own. This is the time to step up and be counted. The only message we are going to send to Yaoundé is if we massively, in our numbers, can fund this struggle with our donations. We have a target of $1 million. And we have the numbers and means to do it. This is no time for any more excuses. This is the time that we are calling on you to play your role. For those of us who have decided to stick it out, to sacrifice our personal security, to sacrifice the safety and security of our families, this is the time that we are calling to those of you who have been in the dungeons, in the doghouse, who have decided to walk from the backgrounds to assist us realize this dream of a free southern Cameroons, where you and I and your children and our children could safely visit without the fear of being denied entry, to visit grandma, visit grandpa, to visit our aunties, to visit our siblings, to visit our cousins, to visit our uncles. This is the time. If your placenta was ever buried in southern Cameroon, this is the time. If you had ever requested for asylum as a minority, as a political prisoner, as somebody who was politically persecuted by the government of La République du Cameroon, this is the moment. This is the moment that you should demonstrate your love for country. We are calling upon you. Go to our website, www.ambergov.org. There are so many options for you to fund this struggle. You can do that via PayPal. You can do that via Cash App. You can do that via direct bank transfer. You can do that using your credit card. But we are asking you, stand in front of your mirror and ask yourself, what role should I play in this struggle? What is my role? What is my commitment? For those who have sacrificed it all, for those who have given their lives, for those who have been handicapped for life, for those who are languishing in the dungeons of jails and overcrowded prisons, both in La République du Cameroon and in prisons in Boya, Bamenda, and other localities in southern Cameroon. This is the moment for you to think deeply about the plight of our kids who can no longer go to school. This is the moment. This is the moment for you to think about the old mothers in Dadi village that have been abandoned by young, agile family members who decided to run away to safety into Nigeria. This is the moment. This is the moment that we are not going to allow this to happen to our people. This is the moment that we are not going to allow La République du Cameroon to get away with the slaughter, the humiliation, and the complete disrespect of our people. So we are calling on you that there is nothing that would send a loud message to Yaoundé than for us to show them that we can fund this struggle and we are ready to go to whatever means to fund this struggle, that we are here for the long run, that no matter the level of intimidation, no matter the number of arrests that they're going to do to our people, we are ready to fund this struggle, that we are ready. But time is of the essence. So fellow Southern Cameroonians, I would definitely believe that we understood the consequences when we engage in this journey, that we understood the ramifications, that La République was not going to bend over and roll over for us to march to Boya. But our resilience and our determination to live as a free people with our God-given birthrights, to live in an environment of respect to our institutions, to live in an environment of respect, to those aspirations that define our Anglo-Saxon traditions. We have a choice at this moment to continue as if this struggle just started. So once again, the interim government has officially launched the Ambazonian Global Defense Fund, Operation Defend Our Leaders. And we will call upon you that this is not the moment for WhatsApp messages. This is not the moment for empty Facebook messages. This is the moment, wherever you are, to step up. Whatever contributions that you have would be greatly appreciated. For those of us who can afford more than the Operation $500 for each Southern Cameroonian, particularly those of us in the diaspora, we would solicit and call for your moral conscience that you have an obligation to donate more to this struggle. We should send a very loud and clear message to the international community that we are a people and deserve to be respected and recognized as such. We are not going to give up our rights of a free people to live in peace and harmony in the land that God, through His generosity, gave to us. So this is the moment that I am going to say, as Ambazonians, we either live or die fighting for the freedoms of ourselves, of our families, and our posterity. God bless the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. God bless His Excellency Sisiku AyukTabe. God bless our entire leadership. Thank you.